Hey everyone, this is Max, welcome back to Mexxodia. Today I'll be covering part 2 of the new anime releases of this year's fall season. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, check it out, links in the description. And just like before, I'll be skipping some of the less remarkable titles to keep things focused. Without further ado, let's dive in. Sanda takes place in a futuristic Japan where birth rates have plummeted and society has imposed bizarre rules to control children. In this bleak setting, our protagonist Sanda, an ordinary middle school student, is suddenly confronted by a girl named Shiori, who accuses him of carrying a curse. Amid this confusion, Sanda discovers that he is a descendant of Santa Claus himself, and when the seal on his body breaks, he is able to transform into a buff Santa. Now, with his newfound powers, he's dragged into the search for a missing kid while trying to uncover the mysteries surrounding the magic of Christmas. This one is set up to be the Shounen of the season, no doubt. It has a very peculiar but beautiful art style. The show is animated by Saru, the same studio behind Dan Dan Dan, so high quality animation is guaranteed, and it's written by the author of Beastars, so expectations are definitely high for this one. Still, I have a question. Why is Santa always naked? Hero Without a Class takes place in a fantasy world where every child is given a class at the age of 10. When it's Arrow's turn, the son of two highly prestigious class holders, everyone is shocked to see that he doesn't get one like the others. But Arrow isn't worried at all. He believes that training and hard work can take him further than any bestowed power ever could. I want to rant about this one, but I'll keep it short. Supposedly, the protagonist shouldn't be able to learn skills, yet he just learns them anyway, so what's the point of giving him a weakness if it doesn't even matter? So, to summarize, the animation studio is weak, the premise is generic, and the protagonist is boring so far. But at least the secondary characters are kind of fun. With you, Our Love Will Make It True introduces Mari, a high school girl who meets Blue Legoshi? Tsunagu, a gentle wolf boy attending the same school. As they grow closer, Mari and Tsunagu's friendship blossoms into a romance, but their relationship faces prejudice and challenges from classmates and society in a world where humans and beast folk try to coexist. This one is for all the furries out there. I'm down for a cute romance like this, but after hearing what happens in the manga, I'm kind of terrified. I'll just pray they keep this one family friendly. And don't even get me started on the fan art that's inevitably coming. A Star Brighter Than the Sun centers around Sai and Koki, two childhood friends who got distant as they grew older. After some years, now in high school, Sai finds herself developing feelings for Koki as she starts to notice how Koki has grown into a handsome and charismatic young man. Now Sai has to deal with the awkward changes of adolescence, overcome her insecurities, and figure out if her old bond with Koki can blossom into a romance. I'll be quick on this one. I'm not impressed by the animation nor the premise, so it's an easy skip for me, but if you're into shoujo anime, go ahead. Mechanical Marie follows Arthur, a wealthy man who has lost all faith in humanity and decides he needs the perfect servant, a robot maid. Since no such thing actually exists, his butler searches for someone who's willing to sell their dignity and pretend to be a robot. The one who accepts this bizarre job offer is Marie Evans, a martial arts prodigy. From there, Marie has to maintain the act as Arthur's mechanical maid. What she didn't expect was that the bond between them would eventually bloom into an oddly heartfelt romance. Yes, Arthur is falling for someone he believes is a household appliance. I'll be frank, I'm into this one. Visually, there's nothing groundbreaking. The art style is pleasant and the animation looks serviceable. But the premise itself feels charming and quirky enough to make this worth keeping an eye on. This one is a collection of one-shots written by Tatsuki Fujmoto, the author of Chainsaw Man. These stories aren't connected, so you can expect a wide variety of genres from action to drama. The thing is, when asked about which one of the 8 studios should animate his stories, Fujimoto just said, So now, each one of them has a completely different art style. Total chaos? Absolutely. But at least from the trailer, it looks like high-quality chaos. I won't be covering these stories in this video, but I'm sure you'll find at least one that clicks with you. By the way, the numbers don't refer to the story count. They refer to the author's age when he wrote them. Inexpressive Kashiwada and Expressive Oota is a rom-com about two complete opposites. Oota, an extroverted and very expressive boy, and Kashiwada, a mysterious girl who never shows any emotions. The story is basically just Oota trying to crack her stoic expression with his pranks. In the meantime, the two start forming a very unique and surprisingly cute relationship. It is simple premise, simple animation, but sometimes simplicity is all you need to kick back and relax. That said, I don't feel like relaxing right now. Lil Miss Vampire Can't Suck Right follows Luna, a vampire transfer student who quickly became her class's center of attention because of her cool and mysterious demeanor. But when Tatsuta, a complete ordinary guy, forms a friendship with Luna, her mask finally falls. She is not the collected girl everyone thinks her to be. Instead, she's clumsy and inept at the most basic of vampire needs, sucking blood. Seeing the girl failure she is, Tatsuta offers to be her training partner. Look, I don't even know how to explain this without making it sound weird. Let's just say they are now sucking partners. From what I've heard, this anime is all about the sugar. The visuals are basic yet charming, the plot and character development are almost non-existent, all that remains are the cute and sweet interactions between characters, and that's it. If you want to get diabetes from cuteness, go for it. If you're not into diabetes, skip it. Simple as that. Dusk Beyond the End of the World follows Akira, a high school student who just wanted 5 more minutes of sleep, but instead wakes up from centuries in cryogenic sleep to find the world in ruins. In this strange new reality, he meets an android named Yugure, who just so happens to look exactly like his girlfriend, Toasa. And because waking up to a destroyed world isn't confusing enough, Yugure immediately proposes marriage. Clinging to the hope that Toasa is still alive, Akira sets out on a journey across the world he barely recognizes. Since this is an original anime, there's not much to discuss about this story yet. Though if you're curious, some episodes are already out. The visual quality of the show shouldn't be a concern, as it's being produced by PA Works, who usually deliver above-average animation. This one is about a scientist who's reincarnated in a fantasy world as the daughter of a legendary hero and the queen of the spirit realm. Now known as Ellen, she's a half-spirit, has the brain of a scientist, and powers so absurd that she can basically rewrite the fabric of the universe. Yes, another overpowered protagonist. Shocking, I know. The plot revolves around her family interactions, the use of science and magic, and some political shenanigans between noble families. From what the manga readers say, we shouldn't expect much. The supposed selling point are the cute moments and visuals, but judging by the trailer, even the visuals don't look promising. Don't Touch Kotesashi follows Koyo Kotesashi, a young man who dreams of becoming a sports doctor. To cover his expenses, he takes a job as the manager of a hostel, which, of course, is conveniently filled with nothing but female athletes. At first, the girls don't want anything to do with him, but once they realize how good he is at massages and physical therapy, suddenly everyone wants his help to improve their performance. You can already tell where this is going, right? I'll be pretty direct. Watch this one if you're in for the fan service and maybe some trivia about massage. In this show you won't find any substantial plot or characters with personalities that go beyond the classic tropes. This anime, whose title I'll just skip for my own sanity, follows Light, a boy betrayed by his party and forced to escape into a dangerous dungeon to survive. Cornered by a monster, he uses his gachi skill, which usually spits out junk, but somehow this time he pulls a super strong battle maid who saves him and swears eternal loyalty. Years later, Light is now the dungeon overlord with an entire squad of maids and a burning desire for revenge. If you're into edgy dark fantasy with buckets of blood and overpowered characters, this one is for you. Just don't expect originality. It's the same revenge formula recycled yet again. But hey, JC Staff is a solid studio, so at least the action should deliver. This Monster Wants to Eat Me revolves around Hinako, a girl who lost her parents in a tragic accident and longs to sink into the ocean to join them. One day, as she's about to be swallowed by the ocean, she is pulled back by a strange girl named Shiori. But Shiori isn't human, she's a sea monster who only saved Hinako because she wants to devour her. But not now. First, Hinako has to mature to her best condition. For now, Shiori will make sure to keep Hinako alive and well, but when the time comes, the monster will come to eat her. At first sight, it has a strong horror vibes and the tags imply there will be romance. But from the reviews I've read, this show is more about drama and philosophical reflection. There's no romance at all. If you're not sensitive about the theme of self-termination and are interested in some more thoughtful drama and character interactions, then this one will probably be for you. Pause the monster meat, my lady. Follows Milfiera, a noble lady with a very refined yet very questionable passion. Gourmet monster meat. While society insists she's weird, she's determined to prove it's worth a fine cuisine. In her quest to find someone who won't call her insane, she meets the infamous Blood-Mad Duke of Galbraith, a handsome man who shares her taste for monster meat. From there, the two slowly form a strangely cute bond, united by questionable eating choices without even realizing they are a perfect match. This is one of those cozy feel-good shows for when you just want to chill. Expect laughs, cute moments, and probably a few cravings you never knew you had. A gatherer's adventure in Isekai follows Takeru, a man summoned to a fantasy world and granted multiple abilities. Among them, the most important is finding valuable items. He is technically supposed to be saving the world or something, but Takeru just shrugs and decides he'd rather vibe, explore random places, pick up shiny items, and live a calm, easy life. So don't expect big battles or grand stakes here. This one is more about the journey, exploration, and the slice-of-life moments than anything else. Twisted-Wonderland is a peculiar one, an anime where the antagonists are literally inspired by Disney villains. In episode of Heart's Labio, the story centers on Yu Enma, an high school student who is suddenly transported to Night Raven College, a prestigious academy in this strange magical world. With no magic and no way home, he is forced to adapt to campus life. Of course, things go south quickly. Yu befriends a few reckless classmates, and together they end up on the bad side of Riddle Rosehearts, the strict head of Heart's Labio dorm. Basically the Queen of Hearts reimagined as an anime pretty boy. From the teaser alone, it's clear this will be one of the highlights of the season. The art style and animation already look strong enough to draw attention by themselves. On top of that, 2 more seasons have been confirmed. And if I understood correctly, each season focuses on a different villain-inspired dorm. Either way, it looks like we're getting a mix of fantasy school life with some magic-fueled action. So in short, yeah, it's basically Harry Potter, the anime. Who Made Me a Princess centers around a woman reincarnated as Athanasia, a princess from a famous novel. The problem is, in that story, Athanasia is destined to be executed by her tyrannical father, the cold-hearted king who despises her. Determined to escape this tragic fate, Athanasia plans to avoid her father at all costs. But of course, things don't go as planned. At just 5 years old, she ends up meeting him. From then on, she switches to plan B. Charm him so much that he'd never dream of hurting her. This one looks promising. The source material has the highest score of the season, standing as the only one above 8. The visuals are gorgeous and the premise has genuine intrigue. It's also one of the few Korean works adapted into anime this season. The studio in charge is Chinese, but don't worry if you're not into Chinese dubbing, it will be released with a Japanese soundtrack. That's it for today, guys. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know about what kind of content you want to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.